10 weeks of football in the books here in Ohio, and it's week 11, which means it's playoff time in Canfield on the campus of South Range High School. Welcome in, everybody. It is week 11. It is for all the marbles. Win and move on, lose and go home. DJ Yoakley, Sam Bellino back with you here from Rominger Stadium, where the South Range Raiders preparing to come out of the tunnel for the first time in the playoffs in 2024. The Raiders make their way onto the field. A little different color coordination from the burgundy and gold. It's the burgundy helmets as always, the burgundy jerseys here at home, but it's the gold pants. A different look to the Raiders, but it's the same old number one ranked football team we've seen for the last 10 weeks. Excuse me, DJ Yoakley, Sam Bellino with you. Sam, welcome back, my friend, to the broadcast booth. You've had a month off. You've seen a lot of football along the way. The Raiders didn't change a darn thing. Still, the way they went in with 0 losses. This time they got 10 wins, looking for win number 11 here in Week 11.
Yeah, nice little paid vacation. Thank you, DJ. No, but it's good to be back. A little bit of deja vu here. The Fairless Falcons come into town. Similar to last year, Week 11, the Fairless Falcons came with a 4-6 record last year. Likewise, they come in here this year with a 4-6 record. The difference this year is no blemishes on the South Range side in the loss column. You know, they did have that tough loss last year against a bigger green team. I'm looking for a little bit of the same from last year. This team is growing with experience. A lot of the same players from last year. I noticed that Fairless has a little bit of a younger roster. I look for a good, clean, football game tonight. It is Week 11. It's playoffs. You never know what's going to happen. But this is when the good teams really get going. This is when you start to see the offense open up a little bit. The more experienced, older guys, play a little bit later into the night. A good, clean football game on our way. But I look to see South Range come out on top when the clock strikes 0.
Funny you allude to that clock striking 0, because the clock is going to stay at 0 all night, at least the play clock, as it is malfunctioning. So they're going to keep track of the play clock on the field with the referees, the officials. So we'll see if that ever comes into play. Not that we'll know anything about it. You'll know more about that, Sam, than I will, certainly. But as Fairless comes to town, there's one guy to keep your eyes on, and it is Peter Killey, the 6'1" running back, linebacker, 185-pound senior. He has every eye that is clad in burgundy and gold on him at this time. A guy that can make you miss. He's a playmaker. You can split him out as they do in the professional ranks, almost as like a Lev Bell used to for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, and watching him pregame, he's a really good-looking kid. He's put together, like you said. He's 6'1", 185. He does a lot for this squad, and you'll notice he's out there right now on kickoff. He'll run down there and try to get the tackle here on kickoff.
I want to say thank you to everybody paying their hard-earned money, $9.99. Don't forget, you can watch this game along with 19 others tonight on ysnlive.com. If you paid your way in, you can absolutely utilize what I call the clicker up at the top right-hand corner of your screen. We are underway here in Canfield. Kick the deep man. It gets Pye, the returner, in a little bit of trouble to start, and the Raiders going to have a big field in front of them at the, let's see where they mark it. They're going to mark it at the 20?
It looks like the 17 or 18.
17, okay. We've got referees all over the place, so tough to spot it here. But the Raiders will have a long field ahead of them, but the opening drives have been the one that really sets the tone, both in the first and second half for South Range offensively. What do you expect out of this team to open up the ball game?
Yeah, like we said previously, Coach Rock does a good job of scripting out his plays. He knows what he wants to do the first drive here, the first 8 to 10 plays. I look for a nice methodical, get our legs underneath of us type of drive, get the jitters out.
Toy in the shotgun, takes a snap, looks to his left, fires, has a man, on the quick screen. 20, 25, 30, over the 30-yard line, near the 35. And it's Gavin Nagy who made his return to the lineup a couple weeks ago after getting dinged up against Poland and the Raiders. One play, moving the chains very quickly here. And kind of an up-tempo. Raiders break the huddle, send two out to the right. Toy brings the back up to his right hip pocket. Snap there, look, firing across. Same play, just overthrows the intended receiver this time. I think that was, I want to say it was intentional from a standpoint of being able to kind of see that cornerback creeping in to throw it away, essentially.
Yeah, it looks like South Range right now is trying to play the numbers game. They got two receivers out there, two defenders out there. They like the numbers game there. That's quite a long throw for a high school quarterback. It takes a lot of time to get out there, so kind of fortunate that was an incomplete pass. Let's see if we can get going on the ground here.
2nd down and 10 for the Raiders. Same setup again, bringing up Dominguez to his right hip pocket. It's Tristan Toy, the all-conference player of the year, and breaking away. See you later. Aiden Dominguez is cooking it to the burgundy and gold paint. Touchdown Raiders.
Yeah, not to be outdone. You mentioned Tristan Toy as the NE8 co-player of the year. Mr. Dominguez was first-team running back, and he shows why he was first-team running back as he takes that, all of
65
yards to pay dirt. Quick score here for South Range.
So 6-0 South Range, and Luke Starkey, another first-teamer for the Raiders, will attempt the extra point. He's been incredible on every side of the football, offense, defense, special teams.
Yeah, he was a first-team linebacker for the NE8, and you could have put him anywhere. You could have put him first-team offensive lineman. You could have put him first-team kicker. Well-deserved first-team all-conference player.
Waiting on the snap. There it is. And kick is up and right through the pipes. And the chant of Luke goes in. It's South Range 7, Fairless getting the football. We come back right here on your home for the South Range Raiders, YSN. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 11-11, Make-A-Wish. Didn't take the Raiders very long to score at all. Only 3 plays. 1 completion, 1 incompletion, and a 65-yard jaunt by the Burgundy Bull himself, Aiden Dominguez, to make it a 7-0 South Range lead. DJ Yoakley Sambolino with you. We want to thank you for opting to pay for the Power Play Power Pass here on YSN. A lot of words. One low price, $9.99. Don't forget, if this game or any other game gets out of hand, you're more than welcome to click the upper right-hand corner of your screen and get the other 19 games we have for you here on YSN. Kick is away. It's going to be fielded and returned to just over the 20-yard line, where Fairless will start their first offensive set. The Falcons will be led out onto the field by number 6. This is Mikey Ritterbeck, listed at 5'11" and 175-pound sophomore.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this offense go to work. You see number 4 there, Peter Killey, dotting the I at running back. A little bit of a spread offense here under center. I'm looking to see a lot of number 4 tonight.
Killey in that backfield, as you alluded to, and he's going to get the rock. They go right up the middle, and nothing there for Killey. He meets a burgundy and gold wall and actually loses about a yard. Luke Starkey, the first on the scene for the Raiders.
Yeah, they want to bottle up number 4 tonight. They don't want to let him get going, get them wheels turning. So that's a good job, good first play defensively. Again, we scored offensively already, but there's still some jitters for some of the guys that didn't play offense. So good to see. Good first play.
2 receivers off to the left side, 1 to the right side for the Falcons. They are going to pass to that near side and quickly met by a defender.
Yeah, Jimmy Powell does a great job driving, sees the slant right in front of him, drives down on it. A nice gain of 5 for Fairless, but it still leaves them, 3rd and 7, 3rd and a long 6. So kind of forcing them to throw here with a sophomore quarterback behind center.
The bells chime here at Rominger Stadium, as they always do on 3rd down. One of the benefits, Sam, of getting that first-round home game. And the Raiders hope to keep that next week if they can get past Fairless tonight. Flip the script here on Fairless as they go 2 to the near side. Now man in motion. Pass across, and it is going to drop incomplete. And Ritterbeck got a little happy feet because he had traction on him, and the Raiders trying to fire up this crowd here on 4th down.
It's a good start defensively, a 3-and-out. They may have had something there if the quarterback could have put the ball on Killy's numbers and gave him some space to the sideline, but it did fall to the grass, and we're going to see a punt here.
Gavin Nagy stands at his own 40-yard line, ready to return the punt for South Range. See if the Raiders bring the house. Good snap. Kick is away, and Nagy is going to call for the fair catch, and he'll make it in Falcon territory on the other 40-yard line.
Yeah, you love to see a returner willing to come up on a short punt and fair catch a ball, because if he allows that to hit the turf, 2 of 3 things can happen. It can run out a little bit and they can gain some extra yardage, or it can hit the ground and touch one of your players, allowing Fairless to regain control of the football. So very smart by the returner there to come up and fair catch that.
Great point. I didn't think about that. 2 receivers to the right for the Raiders, and Dominguez once again joins Toy on the right side. They're going to go handoff. Dominguez again, and there he goes again. 2 carries, 2 tutties. This time from 42 yards away. Touchdown Raiders. Aiden Dominguez is a human highlight reel tonight.
Yeah, maybe, the first 2 plays of the game, by them airing it out and throwing it out to the numbers, it forces Fairless to widen out their defense a little bit. So you're seeing some safeties widen out, get out of the box, opening the box a little bit for the Bull there. And, two touches, 2 touchdowns. He's yet to see the ground. And we've seen this a few times where he's had some big games, and I'm sure we'll continue to see some big numbers tonight.
Starkey on to attempt the extra point. Valentine, the snapper, the holder, and the kicker is Starkey, up and good. Excuse me, the holder, Powell, and the kicker, of course, Luke Starkey. 14-0 Raiders as we send it to another break. Fairless, another crack at the offense. We come back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We were just talking about the 2 carries and 107 yards for Aiden Dominguez. Incredible. First carry, 65-yard tutty. The second one, 42-yard tutty. And it's a 14-0 South Range lead with 9:27 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, not a bad average for the Burgundy Bull there.
I'm telling you, it's the golden pants. They make all the difference. Vorshak boots it away, and it's going to be fielded about the 12-yard line. Return, and trying to find a seam, going through a couple of Raiders up to the 31-yard line, where Fairless will have its best starting spot of the game.
Yeah, there's split returners back there. Killy and number 7, John Hill, and South Range is doing the right thing by keeping the ball out of number 4's hands when they can. So John Hill does a decent job getting it outside close to the 30-yard line, where Fairless is going to start their second possession.
A story here in a minute for you, partner, and it's a doozy if it's true. I mean, I was down there on the field. We'll get to it here in a moment. Ritterbeck it's a Wildcat, it looks like, and he's going to keep it himself, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. All right, so you've been there, head coach. You get a little bit excited, and you get your guys out there. First off, Fairless was very close, if not on the 50-yard line, when in warm-ups, and then they broke the huddle right on the South Range Raider flag, which I think everybody knows, especially hockey players know, you never do anything to try to stomp on or step on the flag or the logo, per se, unless you want to. Not saying that it was done on purpose, but it was enough to give South Range a little bit of something to chew on. Rolling, Ritterbeck fires, and that pass caught, quickly turned out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, nice little flood concept there from Fairless. It's a nice 5-yard comeback to the sideline. But, yeah, as a team like Fairless, when you come in against a powerhouse like South Range, you play a little bit of a mental warfare game. You're definitely the heavy underdog coming to South Range to play the number 1 seed. You want to try to gain any kind of advantage that you think you can have. Like you said, whether it was on purpose or not. But I don't think that's something that you want to do to a team like South Range, where you're coming in here, you're familiar with this team a little bit, and giving them a reason to get up a little bit more than they already are.
3rd and 5 for the Falcons. They've got quads to the right and a single receiver to the left. Ritterbeck fires left, has a man, and it is almost picked off. Incomplete, 4th and 5, and now Fairless with a decision.
Yeah, I don't know if Fairless thinks they see something with Jimmy Powell out there at corner. That's twice they've tried to isolate Jimmy and throw a slant in front of him. Fortunately for Fairless, Jimmy, the ball was just kind of outside of his center of gravity, wasn't able to come down with it. So don't forget, we've seen a few blocked punts by South Range this year. I don't know if we're in the block punt range right now, but we've seen a couple of them this year already.
Usually it's Drew Starkey. Nagy back at his own 30. And, here we go. What is this? That's an illegal motion, is it not?
No, they're going to allow them. You can always get reset as long as everybody gets reset.
So what's the flag for?
I think Tristan Toy jumped off sides when the guys in front of him moved. So if you get everybody moving, as long as you're not moving forward, you can kind of reset as long as everybody gets reset. So I'm thinking they're going to get a 5 yards here. As long as, somebody from Fairless did not move forward, but maybe they're
going backwards.
Yeah, maybe they are going to go backwards here.
Interesting. False start on the Falcons. You can go ahead and pick your number. I think. So it's going to be 4th and 10 now, and Nagy will move up 5 yards to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, they're trying to gain any kind of advantage really that they can against the South Range team. But did you shake another flag?
False start again.
You're kind of rattling the cage here. Are you forcing South Range to maybe come at it now?
So now you got 2 false start penalties. You go from 3rd and 5 to 4th and 5, 4th and 10, 4th and 15. And I think if you're the South Range Raiders, you got to send the house now.
Yeah. Like I said, you might be rattling the cage a little bit here.
Good snap, good hold, good snap and good catch. And Nagy going to field it at the 48-yard line of South Range. And the Raiders will have a 52-yard field ahead of them. Well, I'm just looking at the strategy by South Range. 2 handoffs to number 34, Aiden Dominguez, the Burgundy Bull as we call him, and 2 touchdowns. Do we dare hand it to him again?
I'm going to say we're going to see a little bit of Tristan Toy this drive. Let your conference player of the year kind of get going. Not that, you're playing with numbers and you want to give each guy their stats, but you do got 2 really good athletes in the backfield. Dominguez already got his 2 big touches. I like to see Tristan Toy get going a little bit this possession.
Play action would be fun right now. And they go to Dominguez. And Dominguez goes again. And this time he is brought down inside the 40-yard line, about the 35 or 36, excuse me.
Yeah, such a shame. That's going to bring his 57-yard average per carry down a little bit. But, no, that's a really good play on first down. You gain, 12 to 15 yards, get a first down in and out of the huddle. We're moving pretty well here if you're the South Range Raiders.
Nagy and Lewis split out to the right side. Dominguez still in the ball game, comes up to the right side of Toy. Tristan looking for football, gets it. He's going to hand it off to Dominguez again. Left side again, gets one man to beat. Runs him over and out of bounds he goes. Once again, Dominguez showing off the Jets.
Yeah, partner, I think that one was...
Oh, that was Smesko.
That was Smesko, yeah.
My apologies.
Giving Dominguez a little bit of a blow there. Smesko shows his speed. I did notice, South Range is running the majority of their plays towards their sideline. So there's something that they like to the left side of their offense. See if we continue to... The same formation. See if we continue to attack that left side.
They like that short side. Again, Smesko. And brought down.
Fairless is making a little bit of adjustment. Their safeties are now back into the box, so we'll see if South Range decides to air it out a little bit, play that numbers game, 2-on-2 up top, get their athletes out in space, win their one-on-one battle.
Raiders in and out of the huddle quicker than we've seen them all year. 2 receivers out to the right again. Same formation for the Raiders. Smeska moves up to Toy's hip pocket. They go end around and some running room. And still on his feet, stumbling into the end zone. Yes. Oh, we got a flag?
Yeah, looks like we got a hold on the outside.
Flag it is, and the Raiders walking on back.
It's coming back, but nonetheless, that was still a really hard run by, I think that was Combs on the jet sweep. Again, you know, the South Range offense, they can come out in the same formation and run 1,000 different plays at you, attack you, 100 different ways, run left, run right, pass left, out of the same formation. That's what makes them so dangerous. Same formation with a lot of different looks.
2nd and 19 for the Raiders now from the 34-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, basically flip formation for the Raiders. They bring the back up to the left side of Toy. Tristan signals for it, and they're just going to run the same thing the other side. Combs looking for some room. Gets to the left side over the 30-yard line to the 29, and it'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, they try the same play, obviously, to the big field, jet sweep to the big field, come back with the same play. We're looking at a 3rd and 15 here, so obviously you've been successful on the ground. You're not completely taking a run out of this right now if you feel like you can get half of these yards back and get to a 4th and 6, 4th and 5. We'll see what Toy has in his arm.
1 to the left, 2 to the right, man in motion. Toy looking. Tossing, left side, looking for the end zone, trying to get the back shoulder and broken up, incomplete. A lot of the Raider fans waited on bated breath as that one made its way back to the earth.
Yeah, a little bit underthrown there by Toy, but it ended up working out because the defender's back was turned towards the quarterback. It gave the receiver a chance to find the football and kind of come back a little bit. He just wasn't able to corral it and come up with the reception, which in turn would have been a touchdown.
Here we go. Starkey on for a field goal.
Looking at 47 here. 47 yards by Starkey.
We've seen a 48, have we not? I think that's the max we've seen from Starkey this year. He said he could go from about 50. Starkey from the left hash. Puts it up. That thing is a little bit short and to the right side. So the Raiders come away empty for the first time tonight. But a valiant effort by the Raiders, and a 47-yard attempt by Luke Starkey comes up just short. And it'll be 1st down for Fairless.
Yeah, you can tell by his body language. He's a little upset with himself. He knows that he's got the 47 in his bag, and he just missed it. Didn't get enough of the football. A little bit upset with himself, but I'm sure he'll forget about it, have that next play mentality, and be a beast, find the football on the defensive side of the ball. But, the thing about attempting a field goal there is you'll notice the ball is on the 20. So if they miss that field goal, which they did, it acts as a punt. So they get a touchback. Instead of getting the ball where the holder had it, they're just going to get the ball at the 20 like a touchback.
I had no idea. That's valuable information, partner.
There you go.
Not like the NFL and college, right, where it's the spot?
Correct. Spot of the holder.
And left side, and did we see flag come flying in late?
Yeah, we got one. I think we got a face mask coming in here at the end of the play.
Got eyes like an eagle.
Yeah, I saw
Incredible.
I saw the guy kind of give the motion of hands to the face mask. So I didn't see the actual face mask. I just saw what the guy was telling his partners.
So the Raiders will back it up. It indeed is a face mask. So free 15 for Fairless. And the Falcon fans elated, as that'll be the first down for the Falcons tonight.
Yeah, you'll take what you can get. Obviously, if you're Fairless, any kind of first down you can get. They'd like to get a first down on the ground or through the air. Another quick shift in formation. They're 5 wide here with the tight end. We can't lose sight of this tight end here on the right side. And they do. They lose sight of him.
Fires. That's right down the middle. It's caught and wide open, but caught from behind. Does he have enough motor to get in the end zone? Gets down to the 5-yard line or so. They're going to give him the 7. And the big play for Fairless opens up things for the Falcons inside the 10-yard line and in the Raider red zone.
Yeah, anytime a team, and they're going quick here, so we're going to get to the next play, and we'll talk about that empty formation after here.
Ritterbeck calls out the cadence, and quickly everybody checks on the other sideline. Ritterbeck fires. Right side pick. Oh. Woo, boy. That was a game-changing play right there. Broken up, almost picked off. And the Raiders had nothing but green all the way to the other end zone.
That's 3 times they went at Jimmy Powell. Twice could have been intercepted. So I'm not sure exactly what they're seeing with Jimmy here, but so far, not so good results for Fairless thrown at Jimmy Powell.
Nobody picks on Jimmy Powell. Ritterbeck going to go handoff. And right side, and Killy takes it in to the end zone. Peter Killy from 8 yards out and cuts this lead almost in half.
Yeah, going back to that big play they had to the tight end, anytime you're empty with the tight end, you have to find where the eligible receivers are. And sometimes teams will line up their tight end at the tackle position and have their wide receivers off the ball on that side. And I'm not exactly sure if that's what happened there, but we definitely lost sight of the tight end in that empty formation. Big play by Fairless, and then Keeley finds the end zone from 8.
Extra point attempt for the Falcons to cut the spread in half. Kick is up. It is blocked. And it'll stay 14-6. So an 8-yard touchdown with 5:16 to go in the first from Peter Killy gets the Fairless Falcons on the board. We're back after this. 14-6 Raiders getting the ball back. 5:16 to go in the first quarter. Yeah, fans, we're still in the opening stanza of Week 11. It's 14-6 Raiders after Peter Killy, who we've heard so much about all week long, young man that is destined for great things, a senior, and has really been the showcase of talent for this Falcon team. Gets his team on the board, 14-6 now, and now the Falcons going to have to put up a stop against this Raiders squad, who the only stop they've had so far is that missed field goal on the previous possession. And a little bit of pop-up kick. And the Raiders return it just over the 40-yard line to the 42, and that's where they'll start their next possession.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing two different offenses right now. South Range is staying in one formation, running their plays out of one formation. Partner, I don't know if you noticed on their touchdown, Fairless was kind of in a stacked formation, and their lineman splits were darn near 2 to 3 yards wide. And I'm having a full circle moment right now that I'll come back to with those splits. Fairless is showing.
2 receivers to the right side. Dominguez moves up to the right side of Toy, and we're going to get, looks to be
maybe some issues with the chains. So let me talk about this full circle moment. I believe in the Pac-7 conference, Parma Normandy is in the conference with Fairless. When I was in school, I believe I was a senior, we scrimmaged Parma Normandy, and this was the only time in my whole playing career and coaching career that I saw it. Normandy came out in their scrimmage, and their linemen had 2 to 3 yard wide splits. So what that does is it widens out your alignment defensively, and it shouldn't change your roles defensively and your gap responsibilities, but it feels like it does because you're not 2 yards away from your fellow defensive lineman or your linebacker. You're widening out yourself. So that was successful for Fairless in that, it may have shocked South Range. They may not have seen that on film. And like you said, the athlete that Keeley was able to press the hole and get wide with his speed and find the end zone. So a little bit of a full circle moment for me.
Some flashbacks, huh?
A little bit.
Sticks are good. First down, South Range. 10 yards to go from the 42-yard line. Toy in the gun, has Dominguez on his right. Now he's going to give a handoff to Aiden Dominguez, who muscles it up to about the 49-yard line before all said and done. Gain of about 7 leaves it as 2nd and 3 for the Raiders at midfield.
Yeah, win first down. Win first down, win first down. I'm sure that's on the goal chart for South Range. Win first down, get 4 or 5 yards each time. Opens up the playbook a little bit for you offensively. We get 7 there, and the playbook's wide open for the Raiders here. 2
receivers out to the right again for the Raiders as Toy puts a man in motion. It's Combs. He goes with the QB keeper. First down and more for the quarterback. Toy still on his feet somehow and wiggles his way down to the 39.
Yep, Toy showing his athleticism a little bit there. His first carry of the day goes for about 10. Gets the Raiders a first down. We're moving the sticks. About 4:30 to go here in the first stanza. We're moving the clock a little bit now. Good first couple of plays of this drive for South Range.
Same formation for the Range. Toy. Going to give it to Dominguez. No, he has it himself. I take that back. Toy gets past, and he's got nothing but green in front of him. Touchdown, Tristan Toy. 39-yard touchdown for the Raiders.
That was one heck of a run by Toy. I don't know if you saw the first tackle he made miss. He was in a phone booth and made that guy miss. He did a little back juke. The guy, I don't even know if the guy got a paw on him. What a run by Toy there, showing his athleticism and the reason why he's the co-conference player of the year.
I'm sitting there. That misdirection, the play action, had me fooled.
Well, he did a great job of riding out that handoff with Dominguez. So he's forcing the defender to make a decision. The defender decided to go with Dominguez, and Toy made a great decision by pulling it and found pay dirt.
39-yard scrambling touchdown by Toy. Starkey on to tack on the extra. And just like that, Raiders waste no time, and it's a 21-6 ball game. 4:06 left to go in the first quarter. We're back after this. Back we come, 21-6 here on the campus of South Range, Rominger Stadium. Kick is away, right side, and fielded, brought up over the 20 to about the 25-yard line or so, where Fairless will start their next drive, trying to replicate what they had that first time, or excuse me, the last time around. And, I mean, we saw some great splash plays by Fairless to keep them in this ball game, but the defense just cannot keep up with the South Range offense right now.
Yeah. Fairless is pulling out all the tricks in their bag. They're shifting. They're going empty. They're going stack with big splits. They're pulling out all the stops. But can they stop South Range is the question.
Ritterbeck in the gun. He's going to go handoff. Keeley breaking through some tackles over the 35-yard line. And that's the athleticism that we've heard so much about all week long with this Fairless Falcons offense, and especially Peter Keeley.
Yeah, it's tough to see, from up here and through the camera lens, but, you were on the sideline. You got a good look at number 4. That's a well-put-together kid.
Built like a Mack truck.
Yeah, and he showed his speed, too, even though it was only an 8-yard touchdown. That could have went for 108. So they're going to keep giving Keeley the ball until they run the wheels off of him.
There's those splits you're talking about.
Yeah, they're wide. Notice how wide they are?
Sure do. Keeley tries to take it back up the middle. The Raiders all over that one. I mean, that's – how far would you say they're apart from each other?
That's anywhere from 2 to 3 yards. I'm sure they're taught to be 2 to 3 yards away from the next guy. And again, it's a gimmick. It's that the 11 guys across from you are a better unit, and we're going to try to do whatever we can to gain an advantage. You didn't see this. We're going to come out in this, and that's exactly what they're doing.
So it's more sleight of hand, essentially, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, I would say.
Oh, here we go. Jumbo.
Little tush push.
And it's going to be close.
Looks like they're going to give Jalen Hurts the first down.
Yeah, you're right. That far official.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute.
If you're Rock, you're going to ask for a measurement here. There's a flag. I see a flag down at the 24 from the back judge. Illegal run. So
pushing the quarterback.
Unlike the NFL,
you can't do that.
You can't aid the running back. So the tush push has
not
been
so much
exiled from high school football. Great to see, because I don't know about you. I'm sure Eagle fans love it, but it is not enjoyable to watch.
No tush pushing in high school. Good idea.
It's a good thought. And kudos to the referee crew out there, knowing their roles and making the call there, because it's a big third down. Like you go from 1st and 10 to 3rd and looks like 6 here.
Yeah, I mean is that just a situation where you hope the officials don't know the rule?
Yeah, and I don't know Coach Sarbov or on the other side. Maybe he thought he can get an edge. Maybe he wasn't exactly sure what the ruling is.
Ritterbeck looking, rolling right, tosses over, broken up, incomplete, and it'll be 4th and 6. And again, they're going at Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy got to be feeling himself a little bit right now. So, hoping some of his buddies are letting him know, hey, Fairless is targeting you, Jimmy, so you're going to have a ball game. And so far, 4 targets, 0 receptions, nearly 2 interceptions. Jimmy's having a game out there at corner.
The no-fly zone right now for number 31 on South Range. Nagy back behind his 40-yard line to field this punt. See if Fairless gets tricky here. It feels like they're running out of the wick on the candle, so to speak, on regular plays. No, they booted away. Nagy is going to look for the field, calls for the fair catch, and will make the grab inside Fairless territory. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders at about the 47-yard line of the Falcons.
Yeah, again, I can't stress how valuable it is to have your returner, Gavin Nagy, willing to come up. And there's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of white jerseys, even your own teammates that are kind of running around. You got to get through that traffic, find the football, trust that you're not going to run into anybody or get a cheap shot, and secure the football and give your team a good field position.
Now, this is the trick for Fairless right now, because right now you're still essentially a 2-score ball game, right? You get 3 scores, that's when things get slippery.
Yeah. Again, that touchdown was huge from Fairless to cut it, to 14-6. But if South Range gets going here, this could be the backbreaker early.
We're not even out of the first quarter yet. Handoff. Dominguez, and is stacked up at the 44-yard line of the Falcons.
Yeah, good hard 4-yard run. Fairless does a good job kind of not allowing Dominguez to get his legs churning a little bit, bottle him up for a gain of 4. If you're Fairless, you're probably a little bit happier that he didn't go 50, but if you're South Range, you're probably not as happy. You're probably not going to count that as a win on 1st down.
Clock under the 2-minute mark here in the first. Toy takes a snap. He gives it away on the end around, looking for some space. 40, 35, 30 to the 25, 20. Still on his feet, cuts back. Raider touchdown.
Troy Combs.
Troy Combs.
That's his official first touchdown, but second time he's found the end zone. Good for him. The first time was called back with the holding call. This time he finds the end zone. There's no laundry on the field. Nice jet sweep, good blocking on the edge by the athletes. That's what good programs do. Not just your linemen block. Your athletes on the outside are able to get in the way and block people. So what I used to like to say as a receivers coach is if you don't block, you don't get the rock. And
no block, no rock.
No block, no rock. So, that's signs of a good culture, good team, winning football ways.
Starkey on attack on the extra, or at least the attempt. Tommy Valentine puts it back. Jimmy Powell once again holds it down, and Starkey puts it up and good, and the Raiders increase their margin 28-6. We'll step away, back right after this on your home for South Range. You're watching your Sports Network. 28-6 your score. South Range ahead, 1:12 to go before the second quarter begins. Folks, we're not even out of the first frame. This has been an incredible first quarter on both sides, especially if you're a Raider fan.
Yeah, not a whole lot of defense from the Fairless side. They did have a good strong drive to score their touchdown.
This boot, oh my goodness. And if it's going right, it's going right. As that goes into the end zone for a touchback, that looked like it was destined for a sideline. Takes all the right hops for Voracek and ends up in the burgundy and gold paint.
Yeah, second team NE8 punter, Voracek. They flipped their athletes. Fairless flipped their athletes in the back end there. They moved Keeley to the right side, and Voracek does the right thing, kicks it away to him, to Hill on the left side. Gets a hold of that one, puts it in the end zone. It's a good start.
Voracek, a well-deserved all-conference mention because he's been doing an incredible job. And keen of the coaches to notice how much special teams means. I mean, I'm sure you know. There was times where you just fill special teams all mentions with essentially players that couldn't get the first or second team.
Yeah, when I was in school, when I was a sophomore, we had a running back by the name of Steve Sinicola, and my man ran as hard as anybody I've ever seen. He was very hard to bring down. He had over 1,000 rushing yards. We had really good running backs in our conference. We had Fitzgerald Toussaint in our conference. We had Kyle Stoudemire in our conference. He wasn't nominated as a running back. He was actually nominated as a punter to get him an all-conference nod. But you're right. Sometimes you use those nominations to get athletes.
Placeholders.
Yeah, you give them
Gerald Toussaint, that's a name I haven't heard. It was a Steeler at one time.
He was a Steeler, yeah. He was a heck of a running back for Liberty.
Where did he go to college?
Michigan.
Ritterbeck. Man in motion. They go handoff. Killy up the middle again, and that is just not there. The toll that Fairless needs to pay is they're just coming up short.
Yeah, they put Cameron Carl there in motion, fake the jet sweep, but South Range won't be fooled. They're going to stop number 4, Killy. They're gonna make everybody else beat him. So we'll see if Fairless comes back to that and hands that jet sweep off to Carl, who we've heard good things too about as an athlete. We'll see if he gets his touches because South Range is really keying on the running back number 4, Peter Killy.
Toy came over to check with the sideline about maybe a defensive alignment. Man in motion. There's 2 men in motion. Ritterbeck fires near side, and that is sniffed out right away, and that'll be a loss of about 1.5. Tristan Toy all over it.
Yeah, that's Patrick Lawley, first team NE8 offensive lineman, sniffing out that screen, getting down the line, being a good athlete, and making a great tackle in space.
First quarter going to wrap up. Finally, I guess. 28-6, your score. Second quarter coming at you. We return right here on your Sports Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second quarter, 28-6, your score. DJ Yoakley, Sam Bellino, and our sideline reporter, Kelly Agley. Long pass downfield, and it is caught. Nice connection out of the break, and Fairless set up now in Raider territory at the 40-yard line. Sam, what did you see there?
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. That they'll do all the things with their running back, Peter Killy. So what they line him up out wide, put him on an island with Jimmy Powell, and trust his speed to run a deep post. Jimmy was with him step for step. Keeley just was a better athlete on that play, was able to come down with the football. Good toss, good catch there by Fairless.
Ritterbeck going to go handoff. They're going to try to go up the middle. The Raiders, again, having none of it. And I think you can see, again, who the Raiders have keyed in on all week long in film.
Yeah, that was a really great play by Luke Starkey. He trusts his keys, taking his eyes off of the guy in motion. His keys tell him, the ball's coming into your B gap, and he meets the running back right in the hole, and he wins that battle. Makes Keeley go backwards 1 yard.
Loss of 1 on the play for the Falcons after that big gainer down the middle of the field. Ritterbeck, for a sophomore, certainly can sling it.
Yeah, that's 2 big pass plays from Ritterbeck and Fairless, and they're empty here again with an H-back.
Man in motion. Ritterbeck calls for the football. 5-step drop. Looking right. Fires. This one is broken up, incomplete. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, I think Tristan Toy's going to want that one back. He got to the receiver before the ball even got there. If he was able to find that football, he could have been walking in the end zone right now. So I'm thinking he wants that one back. He read that. He sniffed that out really quickly, but again, almost too quickly. He beat the ball to the receiver.
3rd and 11 for the Falcons as Ritterbeck brings in the play.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Ritterbeck's arm strength for just a sophomore. It's 2 over the middle, deep over the middle throws that Ritterbeck has. I've been impressed with his arm strength so far.
They say so many times that your sophomore in your junior season is the biggest year for growth. So it's going to be interesting to see this young man next year. Fires, and that pass is caught. Wow. What a catch.
Yeah, that's Cameron Carl we talked about earlier, another one of the athletes for Fairless. I think he came down with that one-handed.
He sure did.
High and outside, was able to corral that thing and control it before he went out of bounds. What a catch.
4th and 2, and you're in kind of no man's land, so you go for it no matter what. And now do you put – how much level of trust do you have in Peter Killy, who's been stopped in abundance.
They spent some extra time in that huddle. We'll see if we get some kind of trickery, some kind of movement.
Empty set for Ritterbeck. Raider fans getting excited. The cowbells are out. Ritterbeck, quick fire left, and that pass is brought in and caught for a first down by Carl.
It's 2 catches there by Cameron Carl. Nice, just easy slant on 4th and 2. And Ritterbeck puts it right in the numbers, able to convert the 4th and 2 and move the sticks. We're on the 25-yard line going in. We got to tighten up the screws a little bit here for the South Range defense.
And this is usually, we talk about the Raiders. They give you from about the 20 to the 20. You can have it. But this is where, as you said, they tighten the screws up. Raiders lock things down. We'll see if they can do it again here. Carl's been a problem here the last couple plays.
Unbalanced out there.
They're going to go to Carl again on the end around, right side, trying to find some pathway, and the Raiders chase him out of bounds after a couple-yard gain.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with the knowledge and the expansion of Fairless's offense. They've probably shown 12 to 13 different formations. That one was an unbalanced formation, tightening up the formation, and in turn tightening up South Range's defense, trying to get the edge there. Although only 1 yard, again, you can tell these guys spend a lot of time at practice going over different formations, different plays. They're pulling out all the stops.
2nd and 9 for the Falcons. They split out 2 to the right, 1 to the left, or 2 to the left, I guess. That extra man in motion. That H-back, and not a whole lot there for the Falcons, as there was a lot of moving parts on that play, partner.
Yeah, Luke Starkey, again, does a good job reading his keys. Doesn't believe the bluff in Keeley going in motion. The quarterback could have done a better job of riding out that jet sweep mesh and then pulling it, but he, as a sophomore, the game's pretty fast for you, so he pulls it quickly and meets Luke Starkey in the hole there. So they go backwards a yard, and we're looking at 3rd and 10.
9:27 on the clock and ticking. If you're new to YSN, we apologize. Clock, we don't have enough money for the clock. Takes a few of these cameras to get it.
And manpower.
Poor Sam.
And manpower.
Poor Sam's over here doing Emmy Award-winning work.
It's all good.
See if we can get a Grammy by the end of the year. How are the pipes? Want to sing something?
First of all, I'd like to thank God. Parents at home. No, this is good. It's fun. This has been fun. I'm so grateful for you and YSN giving me this opportunity to be up here and just talk my football, whether you like me or not, whether you believe the stuff I'm spewing out. This has been unbelievable for me.
The information, I've learned so much this year. I'm used to making stuff up half the time, and now you can either validate it or what are you talking about?
Yeah, they're going to wave the flag off there. But, not having any skin in the game, you can be up here and just take as many risks calling out plays as you want, and whether you're right or wrong, it doesn't matter. It's fun.
We'll get to that in just a moment because I saw some social media mentions as Ritterbeck looks, fires over the top, and that one going to come up empty. Uncatchable pass. Incomplete 4th down. Now, word on the street is you've been calling plays before they actually happen. Where did that come from?
Yeah, you're mentioning Coach Bush over at Lakeview. he's in a battle right now with Garraway for Week 11. Congrats to Lakeview and making the playoffs for the 2nd straight year. Coach Bush doing a tremendous job over there at Lakeview. But yeah, I don't know. He kind of texted me earlier this week, and him and Coach Rock, we talked about it when they were here. Him and Coach Rock go back, and they're buddies, and they must have been texting a little bit this week, wishing each other good luck in the playoffs, and that was brought up. And I'm calling his bullcrap because I'm probably 1 for 1,000 on trying to guess what Coach Rock's doing.
Ritterbeck looking for the corner of the end zone. 2 Raiders over there to break it up. Did they? They did. So it'll be a turnover on downs for Fairless. Raiders will pick up with the football with 6:58 to go in the half. Up 28-6. So you're saying that they don't give you the scoop on the script?
Nah, yeah, I'm not that in yet. Maybe week 12 I'll sit down with Coach Rock and he give me his script for the first couple drives of the game.
Hey, you stop sipping on my Kool-Aid. That's my guy. That's my interview.
Sharing is caring.
It is. You need to come out on a Tuesday night.
The last couple of weeks my wife has worked on Tuesday, so I'm playing dad at home, but I'd love to one of these weeks that maybe my wife is at home.
Snap Toy, look quick. Oh, pump fake over the top, looking for Lewis. Did he bring that in? He did. He did. Ty goes the receiver. Lewis brings it down. What?
They're going to give that to Fairless.
No way. Wow. I've never seen a tie go to the defense.
Yeah, I don't know how Carl came up with it. He clearly came off the ground with the ball in his hands. I don't know if he had majority of the control, but I'm sorry if I wasn't able to catch the whole play from the viewers. I was kind of in awe of the play number one made there. He was at safety, didn't fall for the pump fake, and he tracked down that deep sideline 9 route and found the football somehow.
And it just looked like the officials just let him fight for the ball until somebody finally came away with it. Interesting. So Fairless with their first takeaway of the ball game. 2-3 receivers up to the top. They go quick screen to the left, and quickly looks like the Raiders are pretty fired up right now.
Yeah, that's a difficult play there from Fairless because I talked about having a long throw from the hash to the numbers. That's somewhat of a short throw, and it's good for your quarterback because the ball can get there quickly, but it also allows the defense to get to the ball quickly. And with a defense like South Range, you got 11 hats running to the football. You saw 4 or 5 there ready to make the tackle. They weren't fooled on the kind of jailbreak screen there from Fairless. Do a good job.
2 receivers going to split out to the right side for the Falcons.
We're unbalanced here again for Fairless.
Handoff again, and then the backfield once again, the Raiders. That's Dylan Smesko this time. That wraps the legs and sweeps them.
Yeah, first team All-NE8 conference linebacker. Shows why he was nominated first team at linebacker. Dylan Smesko shoots through the A-gap, finds the football, and makes a good tackle on second down. Now we're looking at a third and about 12.
Clock down. Oh, it said 8 minutes before. I apologize. I think I said 6. Now it's 7:30 and going.
Yeah, if we can get off the field here, if you're South Range with a 3-and-out, you can kind of shake off that interception if you're Troy Combs. He's a senior. He's got experience. I'm sure he's not really rattled about it. It's a deep ball. It doesn't really change the aspect of the game. But you never want to have a negative play.
Timeout taken on the field. We'll take one as well. This one brought to you by our friends over. Back we come, second quarter with 7:16 to go in the first half. DJ Oakley Sambolino with you in the booth. Yep. Sideline reporter Kelly Yeagley. Sorry, partner.
Yeah. Mrs. Yeagley here is giving us some scores from around the valley. We've got
great job.
Boardman down 10-0 to Hudson. Hubbard 14-0. They're down to West Branch. Crestview down 14-12 in Martins Ferry. And we'll come back with some scores from Mrs. Yeagley.
Looking, firing downfield. It's going to be picked off. And it's going to be Gavin Nagy, who was playing center field and just waiting for that one. And the takeaway goes to the Raiders this time, back into Fairless territory. And Nagy, it was like Nagy knew what was coming.
Yeah, they tried to sneak out that tight end up the seam again. It's difficult. South Range plays a 2-high look from the safety position. They kind of rolled a safety down to go to a 1-high look, and Nagy's your center fielder at and he was kind of just patrolling center field, and the sophomore makes a mistake there from Fairless, puts it right into the numbers of Nagy, and South Range gets the ball back.
That had to be a one look. I'm going to this spot no matter what. Coming off that timeout. Here's a snap. They go inside. Give. It is Dominguez. Dominguez following his blocks. Oh, my goodness. Did you see that block out front?
Yeah. Michael Chadbourne puts somebody on the ground. Got to give a little shout-out to Michael Chadbourne. He was also a nominee for All-Conference, second-team offensive lineman, showing why he was nominated for an All-Conference selection.
That wasn't just a pancake, my friend. That was the whole Grand Slam breakfast in one play for Chadbourne.
Yeah. Looks like we do have some laundry on the ground.
Yep, they're going to back the Raiders up, it looks like. Unfortunate, because that was highlight tape material for Chadbourne.
Yeah, and it still will be. He'll put that on the tape.
Heck yeah.
He's going to say, that wasn't me. That was Holden. I was taking guys for a ride.
That was a fast pass. I mean, if you're at Disney World, that is 100% a fast pass. 2 receivers to the top of your screen. Back joins Toy. Another handoff. And trying to fight through some tackles. Oh, my gosh, still up and fighting through, twisting and getting tackled close to the boundary. That was Dominguez again, fighting through probably 3 or 4 tacklers.
Yeah,
And
it's tough to bring him down.
it's not going to – you're going to need more than one guy.
Yeah, it's going to take 2 or 3 guys to bring him down. He's going to get a little breather here, get the speedster Smesko into the backfield, see if we can show off some of our speed.
Second down and long for the Raiders. Smesko up in Toy's shadow. The handoff. Smesko up the middle. He's got room, and he's got a first down just like that. You said the change of pace that South Range can bring with all their many backs, not to mention Dominguez, Smesko, but when you add Toy to that mix, my goodness.
Yeah, when you've got 3 guys, don't forget about Combs going sideline to sideline with the jet sweep, but when you got 3 or 4 guys that can run the football, you can open up your offense with infinite amount of plays and trickery and misdirection. And South Range got a good thing going with the core group of guys that they got.
Lewis and Nagy split off to the top of your screen. Toy checks with his back, brings him up to the left side. That's Smesko. They'll go with Smesko again. Cuts to the outside, has room. Smesko, see ya. Bye-bye. Touchdown Raiders. This time from 27 yards.
You know, you got a running back like Aiden Dominguez who, you know, they like to run buck sweep with between the tackles, hard-nosed, you know, grimy runner. And then you got Smesko who can change pace, more of a speedster guy, and he shows off them wheels. I'm not sure exactly how far it was, 30, 35 yards, untouched. 27, untouched to the end zone, showing off again those wheels that he's got.
So Starkey on to kick the extra. Valentine the snapper, Powell the holder. Good all the way around.
Hey, can I just say, what a snap by Mr. Valentine there. What a snap.
As good as that snap was, his hair, so much better. 35-6, your score. Back after this, right here on your home for the Raiders. You're watching Your Sports Network. Welcome back. Second quarter here in South Range. DJ Oakley, Sam Bellino, Kelly Yeagley with us here. Great sideline reporter. Way better than Chris Colucci. His boot is away. And fielded inside the 20. Fairless going to move it over the 25. We're just short of the 30 where they'll start their next offensive set. Sam, we've seen the offense step up once right now for Fairless this entire half. If they step up here and get a touchdown, is it a different game? You got to chip away at some point.
Yes, it's a different game in terms of the score is different. I just can't see Fairless keeping pace with the Raider offense. They're doing a good job offensively getting chunk plays. You know, they do have a touchdown, but I just can't see the way this game's going that they can keep pace with the South Range offense.
Ritterbeck with 2 receivers to the near side. Toss over. It's picked off again. The Raiders with another takeaway. And guess who? JP. Is it not?
It is JP, yeah. It was a great play.
They've been trying to pick on Jimmy Powell all night long, and every time, seemingly, Jimmy Powell has had the answer. 31, the dirty one here tonight.
Yeah, he let one get by him early down the middle with Kelly running that deep post. And, you know, JP may have taken that personally and said, you want to keep attacking me, I'm going to make you pay, and that's exactly what he does.
Now the Raiders will try to start the mercy clock, essentially, here in the second quarter. There you go, handoff, inside run. Raiders again on the ground, moving over the 25-yard line. And it's Dominguez.
Little extracurricular after the play
that's
there.
Interesting.
But, you know, we're going to get back in the huddle. We're not going to do anything silly if you're South Range. Smart there by Patrick Lawley, just getting back into the huddle.
Hey, I've got a 6-year-old right now trying to teach him that exact lesson. It's the second guy that always gets caught, so
Always.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Always. Although the first guy there was right in front of the referee. So.
Combs goes in motion. Toy looks left, fires. And that one in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, or at least in the direction. It was Heath Krause.
Yeah, that's what you call a bench concept, where you wind the guy out towards the numbers and you kind of have another guy sit towards the hash. You find who the flat defender is, and if he runs out with the flat receiver, you throw that kind of hitch. Just wasn't able to connect there.
And whistles and flags come out. They're going to say false start on South Range. So that'll back the Raiders up, but you know, there's a dark side and a bright side. Dark side is you're penalized. The bright side is it gives the Raiders a little bit more space to work with. Yeah.
As a coach, you don't want to think that way, but
sunny side up, baby.
Yeah.
Just like it's C's Waffles. Not yet a sponsor, but C's, we know you watch.
No free ads.
Two receivers out to the left, one to the right. Toy motions out for Combs. Little, fake option. Toy still on the move, still up on his feet. Inside the 20-yard line goes the QB1.
It's a good decision there by Combs to keep it, get north and south. Gets enough to, the guy down here looks like they're going to give him the first down. Yeah, they're going to give him the first down. So good job by Toy, tucking it and getting north and south and doing enough to get the first down. About 4:30 left here and ticking in the second quarter. Another score here gets South Range into the mercy clock territory.
Dominguez moves to the left side of Toy. Man in motion. Snap. They're going to go end around. Combs tries to cut out towards the boundary and goes out of bounds eventually as he's chased down by the 10-yard line.
Yeah, they put him right at the marker, right at the first down marker. Looks like they're going to call him just short, which is okay. So, if you get that first down, you've got 4 plays from the 9 or 10-yard line to get in the end zone. Now, being second down, you've got essentially 5 plays from 10 yards to get into the end zone.
I just learned about that on Sunday, and I've got a question for you following this, because it's been bogging me down all week long. Man in motion, and Toy going to take it himself. Toy looking for the sideline corner and gets the burgundy paint again. This time from 14. Nope, that's not right. That was from 10 yards away.
Yeah, just about 10 yards. Nice little misdirection with the jet sweep, fake jet sweep. Rides the mesh a little bit and allows his blockers to get out in front and kind of coasts right into the end zone front pylon.
4 minutes right on the mark, too. 10-yard touchdown by Tristan Toy. Starkey on to kick the extra. Tommy Valentine to snap it, and the guy that turned this whole thing around, Jimmy Powell, who had the interception, leads this touchdown. He's got to be extra proud of this one. Starkey will kick no wind here on this cold November night. Hard to believe we're saying that as it goes up and through, and it's a 42-6 lead for South Range. We will take a quick break. Back after this. Ladies and gentlemen, second quarter here, 4 minutes to go until halftime. 42-6 your score. Raiders out in front. Raiders the #1 seed in the region. And a possibility, at least, of meeting local teams the entire way to Week 14.
Yeah, a little score check a few minutes ago. Girard was leading Edison 30-0. So that's if these two trains continue to go down that track, it looks like we're going to see Girard come to South Range for Week 12.
We saw that at Girard in Week 7.
Yeah. And Girard hung some points on South Range. Girard notoriously has a strong, potent offense. So we'll see what kind of adjustments. I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse yet, but.
Do we have any update on the Poland game?
Let's see what we got.
In Struthers, I'm interested as well.
Struthers was ahead pretty good over Norton. This was a few minutes ago. Let me get a refresh.
If you are interested in the scoreboard, you can check out the same scoreboard. I can probably do this too. Go to ysnlive.com/score for all your score updates across the valley. Handoff, Killy trying to buy some space and just nothing there.
Yeah, so a couple other scores here around the valley. Poland is leading Canton Central Catholic 22-0. Girard is up on Edison 30-0. Ursuline up 34-6 on Cheney.
Wow.
Cardinal Mooney down 21-7 to Streetsboro. East Palestine up 13-8 on JFK. Springfield, who we welcomed over here for week 1, up 6-0 on Black River. So a few more scores around the valley. And again, Struthers 35-7 over Norton.
Looking near side, finding a man, and chased out of bounds was number 5. That was Snavely.
A couple other scores. Fitch over Mayfield 17-7. Perry over Buckdale 35-0. East Liverpool down to Columbus East 16-12. Garraway leading Lakeview at halftime 21-7. LeBray up 10-7 on the Smithville Smithies. So a couple more scores.
Saw that today, the Smithies.
The Smithies.
Smithville Smithies.
Some things you just see once and it kind of sticks with you, and that's one of those things.
There's a, I'm trying to think where, Yuma, Arizona. They're known as the Criminals.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
On that note, we're going to take a time out and pay some bills on our end. Again, we thank you for spending your time with us tonight, using your hard-earned money to help us cover the cost of the OHSAA fees. You're watching Your Sports Network. Back after this. Back we come, second quarter. DJ Oakley, Sam Bellino with you. Killy trying to move it to the outside. He's got a step and will be shy of the lead stick for the Falcons.
Yeah, Keeley showing off his speed there. It was just a pretty simple isolation play up the middle, and he was able to bounce that to the outside and kind of get to the corner. South Range uses the sideline as an extra defender to force him out before he can really get going.
Springfield up 6-0. I heard that one. Oh, that's a false start. And that'll back up the Falcons. I mean, they had some nice headway on that play by Killy, and now they're back up behind the sticks.
Yeah, those are the things that kind of kill your drive, really. You're looking at, second down and intermediate, 5 or 6, and now you're backed up to second and long. You're looking at second and 11. They got it marked at. Just under 3 minutes to play here. Should be second down. The marker's showing 4, but it's definitely second down.
3rd and 11, apparently.
I'm pretty certain it's second down.
No. I don't know. That's not what we're paid for.
Yeah. Well, the first play was Keeley off the edge, or around the edge. Then they had the false start.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
So, again, it's marked.
We're with you, Fairless.
Yeah, so we're right now. 3rd and 12.
Falcons looking to break the huddle here as the time trickles down towards that 2-minute mark at 2:17. Trips to the right and deuces to the left. Ritterbeck looking, scrambled out to the right side. He's going to take it himself. Long way to go and not going to get there as he's pushed out of bounds. And it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, I know you're down quite a bit right now if you're Fairless, but you're in your territory. It's a long way to go, 4th and 9. Making the right decision here by bringing out the punt team.
Okay. Nagy back at the 30-yard line to return this one. Kick is away. There was pressure. Nagy comes up again in traffic and makes the grab at the 41.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the punter there for Fairless, number 5, Peter Snavely. He's done a good job because South Range has gotten some pressure up the middle, but he's done a great job of getting rid of that punt. The magic number, if you talk to any special teams guy or special teams coach. The magic number snap to punch should be like under 2 seconds. A great time is 1.7. And he's doing a really good job. I'm certain it's under 2 seconds because South Range is getting a lot of pressure through that A gap, and he's getting the punts off.
Raiders with 1:49 to go in the half. Going to try to add to this tally. Clock will already start as it stands right now in the second half. Falcons going to take a timeout and talk things over. We will also do that. This one brought to you by our friends at Burnett Pools Quarter. 1st and 10 for South Range, up 42-6. Toy puts a man in motion, looks back, a little screen pass over the middle, and that one is broken up incomplete.
Yeah, Zach Long for Fairless does a good job sniffing out that middle screen there. The South Range has shown that motion a few different times, and a few different looks have come from that motion. They've run that bench concept, a little pump and go down the sideline that they threw an interception on, and then now a middle screen. And Zach Long for Fairless does a good job sniffing that out, defeating his blocker, and forcing an incomplete pass. We'll see what kind of hurry South Range is, if they can get the clock to run, if they are really trying to find the end zone with 1:44 left in the half here. We'll see here.
Little run up the middle, trying to buy some space.
We'll see what kind of pace we're looking at here if you're South Range. See if we're in any kind of hurry. Looks like we're going to get back into a huddle with 1:30 left and ticking. Toy has a little sense of urgency, but you don't want to give Fairless the ball with a lot of time left, but in the same sense, you're South Range. Get your 4 yards and move the sticks.
That's exactly what they do. As they get it over the 50-yard line, that'll move the chains, stop the clock, right at 1:08.
Yeah, now we're moving. We're hurry. A couple plays in the huddle was called. Getting into formation, quick snap, quick handoff. Another first down, going to stop the clock.
And Dominguez moves it quickly. The Raiders on the line. Toy from the shotgun. They're not going to knock it down. They're going to toss to Dominguez, who has some room, a lot of room, down to the 10-yard line, pushes his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders. 40-yard strike. Just a little bubble screen out to Dominguez for his 3rd touchdown of the night.
That's not easy to do as a high school team. You only have so much time to prepare and to practice, no huddle scenarios. You're looking at maybe 10 to 15 minutes a week practicing no huddle. And South Range does a great job. Everybody being on the same page, getting to the line of scrimmage, getting the snap quick, everybody knowing what the play call is, and getting a score before the halftime.
48-6. As it stands right now, Luke Starkey trying to add a big number 49. Kicked up, and it is good. 49-6, Raiders have the lead. Fairless will get the ball with 43 seconds remaining in this first half. We're back after this. 43 seconds remain here in quarter number 2, about ready for halftime. We will have the halftime show for you. It's a special Halloween edition, which is always special here at South Range. Kick is to the 15, fielded, and is returned to about the 29.
Yeah, that's the first time tonight that they did end up kicking the ball deep to Peter Keeley. Fortunately for South Range, they were able to do a good job getting down the field, staying in their lanes, and bottling them up at about looks like the 30-yard line for Fairless to get started here with 35 seconds left in the first half. Now they will get the ball to start the second half. We will have a running clock as soon as that ball is kicked off the toe of Jason Vorsak.
See what they do here. Looks like they're going to keep it going. They go Keeley off the right side, and still the Raiders having nothing to do with it. Update, Warren JFK 24, East Palestine 13. And that's going to do it for the half here. 19 other games to check out, and also the halftime available for you right here on your sports network. At halftime, 49-6. Raiders have the lead heading into the locker room. Back in just a little bit here on the network.
proud to present the 2024 Fairless Marching Band. The Falcon Band is under the direction of Elizabeth Barkin, Philip Smith, Garden Charter, Christine Quake. The executive council members are Logan Barkin, Josh Miller, Cole Davis, Lily Ball, Kate Thornberry, Rosemary Cheney, and Madison Barkin. Tonight, the Falcon Band welcomes you to the Halloween season. Originally performed by the 1965 group Strangeloves, our first hit features a recognizable drum beat called Bo Diddley and freshman trumpet soloist Ashton Heath. Here is I Want Candy.
Tonight, the Raiders band dedicates the halftime performance to the memory of Dominic Timonino. Under the foolish direction of Roger Lewis and Sarah Comsaw, terrifying flag line advisor Nikki Dispenza and deadly drum line instructor Jim Richley, we spookily present the 2024 South Ridge Raider Marching Band. We hope we haven't scared you away yet. It would be a shame for you to miss out on our spectacular flagline feature. Please feel free to conga line around while we perform Jump in the Line. going to take you off to Never Never Land with the Metallica mega hit, Enter Sandman.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from halftime. Hope you enjoyed the halftime show. Great performance by both bands, Fairless and South Range. Had some fireworks, quite literally.
We did. There were some good-looking fireworks. Fairless did a number on I Want Candy. That's my daughter's favorite song, so I had to send her a video of that one.
49-6 your score. The Mercy Clock will start and has started, and Vorshak will boot it away. Fairless will have the football. They field it inside the 10, and the tackle is made at the 24, 25-yard line where Fairless will start up. We've seen this a few times, Sam, this year. You know, our 6 home games to start the year, then we go 4 on the road. The majority of those games, we saw South Range pick up that Mercy clock with the exception, I believe, of only Poland.
Yeah, Poland was a good game. I think 38-0. Poland did a good job keeping pace with South Range. Looks like we're going to see some different guys out here for South Range. got to be a little bit careful because, naturally Fairless is going to keep their upperclassmen, some of their seniors out on the field. So you don't want to see any injuries. You hope these younger guys kind of make a name for themselves this next couple quarters.
Ritterbeck in the pistol right now. Calls for it. Goes with a handoff. Killy off that left side with a yard, maybe 2.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity for some of the younger guys in this program. And it's been kind of the same old song and dance for South Range the last few years where you go deep in the playoffs, and these young guys get valuable reps throughout the regular season. With some of these running clock games, they get some good reps on Friday nights in the second half. And in the playoffs, when you can get playoff experience as a young guy, it's invaluable. And it's shown with the success that they've had year after year.
2nd down and 9 for the Falcons. Ritterbeck calls for it, looks right, fires right, and completed out near the sticks. Snavely, the receiver, and he's going to be 3rd and short, very short for the Falcons. It'll be 3rd and 1.
You're gonna try our best to give some shout-outs to some of these younger guys,
Absolutely.
some of these upperclassmen that are seeing the field, late in this game. That's a good tackle, good chase down by Hunter Cooper there at outside linebacker, number 19.
Hunter with a special story. We'll give that in a second here. And a false start, which gives us time to talk about it. Hunter's been on the injured list all year with a bum hand and wrist. So he's back in uniform tonight. I know he's excited, the senior. And football, although he does love it, not his first love, it's hockey.
Awesome.
Great hockey player. Wants to continue things going. Talked to him a few weeks ago, and just as good of a hockey player I'm sure he is, just a great young man.
That's awesome. Hockey players, tough kids.
Sure are.
Tough human beings if you can play hockey.
Ritterbeck gets a snap. He's going to roll to the near side. Fires. That one going to be a little tall. Up the ladder goes the receiver, bringing it down. And that should be enough for a first down, and it will be.
Yeah, number 10, Xander DeMuzio at corner there, breaks off his deep route to come downhill and make a tackle on the receiver for Fairless. So he's pretty pumped up about making a tackle, forcing a guy out of bounds.
So it will be a new set of downs for Fairless. Fans, don't forget, head on over to ysnlive.com/score for all the scoring updates. You can check out a vast majority of them on YSN if you're watching this game right now.
It's number 4 again, Peter Killy at running back, getting a good chunky yards there on first down, 1st and 5.
A little bit different clock scenario than the first quarter. Hey, partner?
Yeah, we're gonna seamlessly fly through these next couple quarters.
Handoff up the middle again. Some yardage, another chunk yard, and it's going to be short of the first down, but by a yard. So 3rd and 1 for the Falcons. And it's Killy again.
Yeah, Fairless isn't obviously in any kind of hurry here with the game, already kind of out of hand. They're going to just, let their upperclassmen, their seniors, play out the last game of their career, kind of send them out. And it's been last 2 years they've kind of ran into a powerhouse in South Range. It's unfortunate for them, but that's just the way the rankings kind of fell for them.
Killy over the 50-yard line and a first down for the Falcons. All right, do you like 16 teams in the playoffs, and more specifically, do you like 16-1 matchups?
I was just actually kind of thinking that, and I didn't know if I should bring it up because
Sure.
my opinions are mine and mine only, and I've said this publicly when I was at Lakeview. I personally do not like the 16-team playoff, and it's for a few reasons. First of all, some of these 16-1 matchups are extremely unfair, and if you look at like Division I, schools that are in the Division I regions, sometimes there's only 16 or 17 teams in that region, so you're going to have a team who's 1-9, sometimes even 0-10, going to Mentor or St. Ed's and playing these powerhouses when they should have no business doing so. And not only that,
Nick Toy gets in on the stop there for the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm
Go
sorry
ahead,
about
partner.
that.
No, you're good.
And not only that, it kind of takes away from the the privilege of making the playoffs. Sorry, we're gonna get through this play here.
Rolling, Ritterbeck fires, and that pass is incomplete. Would you have settled for 12? Do you like 12? I think that's the happy medium. There.
Yeah, I mean, that gives, OSHA an extra week to collect their money. And it gives kind of your top teams a bye week. 12 would have been okay, much better than 16 in my opinion. But again, it kind of takes the specialness of making the playoffs, with 16 teams. And again, sometimes you've got games like this, and 49 to 6, running clock in the playoffs, not much of a game. I don't know. I personally don't agree with it, and I know a lot of people share the same sentiment.
Ritterbeck running for his life here, scrambling, somehow finds at least a little bit of running room, gets up next to the sticks.
You try to see it from another perspective, and not so much from a money perspective, but you kind of try to see it as, you're giving some of these kids another opportunity to lace them up for Week 11, which I do. I do like that because, this isn't forever for a lot of these kids. This is the last kind of hoorah for a lot of these kids. But, again, personally, weighing all the options and looking at the different scenarios, I thought 8 was perfect. I was a little bit younger when it was just 4.
Yeah.
And even so younger when there was just one team from a region. Back when Brookfield won a state title, there's only one team that came from a region.
Here on 4th down, Ritterbeck looking, throws downfield and incomplete, and it'll be a turnover on downs to the Raiders.
The one thing it does do is, because you're essentially, if you're a team year in and year out who's winning 6, 7, 8 games, what it does essentially is it does open up your scheduling a little bit. So you do see some teams more willing to schedule tougher opponents earlier in the year as non-conference teams. That's the one thing you do see. But again, I personally don't agree with it, and I don't think it's, essentially a good thing to see some of these scores like we're seeing right now, 49 to 6, and again, sometimes it becomes a health thing too, when maybe some teams come into this game with 18, 19 able bodies.
Handoff up the middle. Tommy Valentine goes up the middle.
Snapper, Tommy Valentine.
Good hair, and that run good for about 8. The best hair. I shouldn't say good hair. The best hair.
Yeah. But now that they've opened this box of having 16 teams, it almost makes it impossible to go backwards. So I don't know if
I actually believe that they're going to have more. I think we're going to go back to the COVID situation where everybody makes the playoff, and like every other sport, essentially. But I don't agree with it necessarily, but I think we're going to see that before we ever see it go backwards.
Yeah, and really that just, I know, they want to make their money, and that's fine, but it almost makes it harder for the state to do their job, because now you're setting up brackets with odd numbers. Some Division II teams are having buys, while other Division II teams aren't, 1 seeds aren't having buys because there's an even number of teams. It's just.
I can tell you where things fell short, Sam. It's where the first year that they had 16, we saw 16 beat a 1. And from that moment, we knew it was never going to go away.
Yeah, and that's a great point.
Handoff on the inside, and the tackle made shy of the 40-yard line.
But the other thing about it, too, is, when I was a head coach, they send out questionnaires, and they want to get your opinion. And it's almost as like it fell on deaf ears, because when they came out with the numbers, it was substantially different than what they decided to go with. And I think a lot of people did kind of want to meet them in the middle and say, look, you want to expand, that's fine. Let's go to 12. Let's give your top 4 teams a bye. We'll have 5 through 12 eke it out until we have 8 teams. That gives you your extra week.
Handoff, Valentine looking for space. Tommy Valentine inside the 20-yard line. The Heartbreak Kid is cutting loose here in the second half.
Yeah, again, a lot of these young kids, they'll take this opportunity and make a name out of themselves, and that's what you see there by Tommy Valentine, just a sophomore, proving that he's an able body, and if you need me to come into the football game, granted, you need me, absolutely, I can get the job done. Good for him.
Valentine on the left side of the quarterback. Handoff, Valentine. Up the middle for a few.
But yeah, to kind of wrap up that, this whole conversation is it was just a shame that they were sending out questionnaires and wanting to hear your opinions when really I feel like they were just doing that to say that they did it because, like I said, the majority, when the numbers came out, the majority of the coaches in the entire state did not want to see this, including teams that were down kind of at the bottom of the region year in and year out.
Nick Toy, the quarterback, now for South Range as they go end around. Lots of running room. Touchdown, Raiders. And it's Vorshak who gets into the end zone. 55-6 Raiders, extra point pending. Congratulations to Mr. Vorshak.
Yeah, good run there by Vorshak. Again, an any 8, any 7, but any 8, any 8 all second team punter. Good run by him. Found pay dirt. Just a sophomore. Again, just a sophomore. So.
Well, that's the thing. These freshmen and sophomores, man, are they going to be exciting to watch over the next few years. You certainly don't want to rush the seniors out the door, and you don't want to overlook the junior class, but my goodness, the Raiders appear to just keep reloading.
Yeah, and you go to that cliche saying is, we don't rebuild, we reload, and that's exactly what we're seeing year in and year out from South Range.
Luke Starkey puts it up, and it's good. 56-6. Raiders lead. We'll step aside, take a breather. Back we come officially. We're in the fourth quarter. The referees allowed the quarter to expire as they ran the clock, and then the teams flip sides. Now we have the South Range Raiders. Oh, my goodness. I don't know if that was intentional necessarily, but the Raiders the Falcons able to cover it up, and it will be Fairless football here in the fourth quarter. 56-6 your score, Raiders. It's been pretty much an offensive showcase, and what you've seen from Keeley on the other side, a young man who certainly has made his mark over his career with the Falcons. You love watching him play. He is fun to watch play, certainly.
He is fun, and they got this Ritterbeck, just a sophomore, have him back for the next 2 years, which is a coach's dream.
Uh-oh, broken play. And Ritterbeck just going to take off to the sideline. Yes. He turned around and nobody home. That might be the worst feeling for a quarterback.
Yeah, that's the feeling. He's having a little conversation with Keeley. I'm sure they'll get that right. But yeah, Keeley was a really good athlete. It's fun to watch tonight. He's bottled up for most of the night, but you saw his potential. You saw what he was able to do throughout his career with a couple of his long runs, a deep post catch, touchdown. Special athlete. I'm sure, I don't have the numbers, but I'm sure he had a heck of a career for Fairless.
Second down and about 15 for Fairless. Two receivers will split out to the far side of the field. There you see him on your screen. Ritterbeck, hands off. There he is. Keeley looking for some space on that left side. Gets close to the lead stick. He's going to be short, and it'll bring up third down and 1 for Fairless. Sorry,
yeah, no, you're good. The special thing also, too, with some of these younger guys for South Range being able to see the field is like I talked about, Fairless is keeping some of their upperclassmen and lettermen in the game right now. So not only are they getting snaps and reps, they're getting valuable reps against varsity players on the other side, too. This Keeley's a really good athlete, like we've said, and for some of these South Range younger guys to make plays in space. We'll see if we can make a play here.
Keeley using that sidestep, and I don't know if he got it. I don't think he did.
And you talk about, number 17, Nick Toy is just a freshman, and he's lining up against a senior 3-year letterman with Keeley, number 4, and making a play. On Friday night in Week 11 playoffs, that's a freshman making a play against a really good athlete for Fairless.
They gave him the first down. Interesting. I might have missed something. Pitch out. Keeley left side. Just trying to sidestep, and the Raiders able to get over that far side.
Yep, junior flank lane over at corner, not allow Keeley to get to the edge. Does a good job wrapping up Keeley and making the tackle for just a 1-yard gain. I talked a few times this year about how good of a program South Range is, and you could tell a lot about the sideline of a team, especially in games like this. And Cameron Carl off the edge with the jet sweep, but you have everybody on the sideline with their helmets on, engaged in the game, cheering on the younger guys. And again, that says a lot about the program and the mentality that the coaches instill into the kids. Team first, cheering on the young guys, because at one point in time, these older guys were on the field as young guys, and it was special for them to have the lettermen and the upperclassmen cheer them on. So they're returning the favor, and again, it's a good sign of a strong program.
Kraus on the tackle. Not the Kraus you think it is. Carson Kraus on the tackle that last play. The bump and the re-engagement. And that typically doesn't go well for most when they try to re-engage against this South Range defense, because if you're going against one hat, quickly it's going to be 6 or 7.
Yeah, that's a big kid for Fairless, number 5. Let's get a name here. Peter Snavely. He's listed at 6'3", 210, and you saw, he wasn't going down with one hit. Took a couple Raiders to run to the football to bring him down, force him out of bounds. That's a big kid, number 5 at tight end. Again, Peter Snavely.
Fairless lines up on the right hash. Handoff and some running room right now for Killing. What a cutback! He's got wide open spaces, and he's in to the end zone from 47 out. Peter Killey with his second score of the day.
Yeah, you said it during his run. What a cut. Toy had a similar cut earlier in the game. He didn't go for 6 on his run, but Keeley, great job avoiding the tackle there, making a nice jump cut and just racing into the end zone. Nobody was catching him.
What did I say it was, 47? I think so.
Yeah, I think 47. On the scoreboard it says 47.
Kick is up, and it is good. So Fairless gets on the board here in the fourth, 56-14. No, that's not right. 13, your score. Back after this on a quick break. Back we come, fourth quarter. Just under 6 minutes to go. DJ Yoakley, Sam Bellino, and our esteemed sideline reporter, Kelly Yeagley.
Got a report from Mrs. Yeagley. Girard's up 44-7 on Edinson. It looks like these two teams, these two NE8 teams, are going to collide in Week 12, round of 8 in this Division 5 Region 17, I believe.
It's 17, you're right. Kick is fielded at about the 8-yard line. Looking for some space. Cutting back to the left and going to be rounded up shy of the 25. That is Tommy Titus, the big old 8-8.
So the last time it was South Range's first away game, after having 7 straight home games. So they go away to Girard. And DJ, you were there. You called that game.
I did.
They come out on top 55-27. I unfortunately was not in attendance. Talk to me a little bit about how that game went. Again, they scored some points, Girard. They weren't really able to stop South Range. So talk to me about what your thoughts are on that game and what you think, about next week.
Really, we've been reading the same book week after week. It's South Range gets the best punch from teams in the first and halfway through the second quarter. South Range makes adjustments, and all of a sudden it's South Range football again. For my Skittles, as we call it, South Range, the best adjusting team that we see here on YSN. The adjustments they make during the game, the adjustments they make at halftime, and certainly we've seen them make huge adjustments in the second half, both offensively, defensively, and with special teams, to just be like a boa constrictor and squeeze the life out of their opponents.
Yeah, and to play a little bit of devil's advocate, the one game that, South Range did seem somewhat human was that Poland game here. 38-30, where Poland came out extremely hot. I think it was 14-0.
Correct.
To right out of the gate, Poland was up, and it kind of woke South Range up. Scored 30 maybe unanswered points, 38 unanswered points, and then Poland had a really good fourth quarter. Not enough time. They kind of ran out of time there at the end, but South Range was human during that game.
And that was a tempo game. You and I talked about that, and not to make excuses for them at all, but when there's TV timeouts involved and it takes kind of the wind out of the sails of both teams, South Range, they just look like a different team. And then once they figured out the tempo picked up a little bit, they were able to kind of overcome that early deficit from Poland.
Right. And Coach Rock, I'm sure, maybe used that. Nice little toss there from freshman
Nick Toy.
Nick Toy, yeah. I'm sure Coach Rock used that as kind of a motivational tactic where, guys, look, you're not superhuman right now. We may be 6-0, but there are a lot of things that we need to clean up, and there's a possibility and a chance that we do see this Poland team, depending on how the seeds shake out. And the way they did shake out, if they do happen to see Poland again, it would be in the regional finals, and that would be awesome to see, two local teams in a regional finals. I think everybody, here would hope to see that. But, first things first is, finishing this game, getting out healthy, and, moving on to next week against Girard.
Toy steps up, gets sacked, and it'll be 4th down for the Raiders as the clock ticks down toward the 2-minute mark. So the Raiders will punt it away, and we'll see probably a couple plays from Fairless, and that should do it on the road to Canton.
This was always kind of a headache, too, when you're subbing, JV younger guys, and special teams was always a headache. Do you keep your varsity special teams in to make sure it's a smooth operation, or do you go with the younger guys and kind of plug in some pieces? It's just tough because you got your varsity special team guys kind of standing on the sideline getting cold and the muscles are getting tight. Do you tell them to go back out there? So that was always a headache, for me being a coach when you're in these kind of games. But again, South Range being the program that they are, just seamlessly gets in punt formation, punts it away.
So the ball is going to make it to the 32. The Falcons will pick up shop. 1st and 10 with $1:30 remaining. Handoff up to the 25-yard line.
Nice little trap play to the fullback. Keeley's in the game. I'm thinking we're going to see one, maybe two more opportunities for Keeley here to end his tremendous career for the Fairless Falcons.
A couple Raiders trying to make it to the sideline for the snap. I formation. Ritterbeck hands off. Keeley gets to the outside. Oh, nice tackle.
Tell you what, that freshman, Nick Toy, is not afraid of the moment, not afraid of the contact.
Not at all. I've never met a Toy that was.
Coming from the safety position downhill, making a tackle on, again, a really special athlete for Fairless.
Just remember, next year, most likely that young man is going to be leading this team out on the field as a sophomore. Most likely, quarterbacking, picking up for, I believe his cousin, Tristan. Off the left side, Keeley, and
let's see if this is.
They going to try to get one more in here, or are they going to be content?
I think they're content here, yep. 10 seconds, and
that's going to do it.
Counting, yep.
Fairless going to trot off. South Range will trot off as well, 50-yard line. Ladies and gentlemen, your final score tonight, 56-13. You know what that means. In Week 11, you can hoist the colors, the South Range Raiders, on to Week 12 against Girard. Another great matchup here on YSN, and we'll have it for you live from Rominger Stadium next week. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Mr. Sam Bellino, and, of course, our sideline reporter, Emmy Award-winning Kelly Yeagley, my name is DJ Yoakley, bidding you adieu for tonight and a farewell until next Friday right here at Rominger Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, your final score one more time. South Range 56, Fairless 13. Good night, everybody, from Canfield, Ohio.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of your sports network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.